A 50 million Nigerian Naira's Rolls Royce died in the middle of the slums, and even the top engineers couldn't save it. Chief Badmus, the billionaire tech mogul, was seconds from losing a billion-dollar merger. Then a barefoot homeless boy stepped forward with a rusted screwdriver. Everyone laughed, until he did in 60 seconds what the experts couldn't. He didn't just start the car, he rewrote his destiny. Chief Badmus was a man who did not believe in luck. He believed in precision. As the CEO of Future One Tech, he was known for being ruthless, punctual, and obsessed with perfection. Today was the most important day of his career. He was on his way to the airport to meet with international investors. He sat in the back of his custom-made, bulletproof luxury sedan, a car so advanced it was rumored to have an engine similar to a jet. Sunday, Badmus barked at his driver. "Drive faster. If I miss this flight, you don't just lose your job, you lose your future." Sunday, the driver was sweating. "Yes, sir. The road is clear ahead." But fate has a wicked sense of humor. To avoid a massive traffic jam on the main highway, Sunday took a shortcut through crowded slums. The contrast was sharp. The gleaming black car moving like a spaceship through streets lined with rusty tin shacks and open gutters. Suddenly, disaster struck. There was no explosion, no smoke, just a sudden, terrifying electronic whine. The car coasted to a halt in the middle of a busy market junction. The dashboard, which usually lit up like a spaceship, went completely dark. "What happened?" Badmus asked, his voice dangerously low. I don't know, sir. It just died." Badmus stepped out of the car, his expensive Italian suit instantly attracting the dust of the street. "Call the support team. Now!" Badmus screamed. Within 15 minutes, a van from the luxury car dealership arrived. 2 senior engineers, dressed in crisp blue overalls, jumped out with diagnostic laptops. They looked confident. Badmus paced back and forth, checking his watch. "You have 5 minutes. I am losing billions every second." The engineers typed furiously. They frowned. They checked the battery. They checked the fuses. 10 minutes passed. "Sir," the lead engineer stammered, "the car's central computer has suffered a catastrophic lockout. It needs to be towed." 2 days. Badmus roared. "I have 20 minutes. Fix it, or I will sue your company into the ground." The crowd watched the drama unfold. Among them was a 12-year-old boy named Kofi. Kofi was a street rat. He had no parents, no home, and no shoes. He wore an oversized, grease-stained T-shirt. But Kofi was different. While other street kids begged for money, Kofi begged for old radios and broken car parts. Kofi stepped forward, pushing through the legs of the crowd. He held a small, rusty pair of pliers in his hand. "Excuse me," Kofi said, his voice small but clear. "It's not the computer. It's the heat sensor relay." The lead engineer looked down at the dirty boy and scoffed. "Get away from here, beggar. Do not touch this car." Sunday, the driver, rushed to shove Kofi away. "You crazy, boy. Do you know how much this car costs? Go." Kofi stumbled back, but didn't run. "If you tow it, the engine will lock forever," Kofi shouted. Chief Badmus paused. He looked at the hopeless engineers. He looked at his watch. He had nothing left to lose. "Wait," Badmus said. The crowd went silent. "You think you know better than these certified engineers." "Machines don't care about certificates, sir," Kofi said. "Machines only care about physics. Let me show you." "Boy, you have 60 seconds. If you fix it, I will change your life. If you scratch my car, my guard will deal with you." Kofi didn't hesitate. He crawled under the front bumper of the massive car. The crowd held its breath. Kofi's small hands moved quickly. He found the heat sensor unit near the intake manifold. It was clogged with dust. He took a small piece of copper wire from his pocket. He bridged the connection points, creating a manual bypass loop. It took him 45 seconds. He slid out from under the car, his face covered in black dust. He stood up and wiped his hands on his dirty shirt. "Try it now," Kofi said calmly. Sunday sat in the driver's seat, his hands shaking as he reached for the start button. Vroom! The beast roared to life. The engine purred like a lion. The dashboard screens lit up with a brilliant blue glow. The silence in the street was broken by a collective gasp from the crowd. The lead engineer dropped his laptop. Sunday screamed in joy. "It's alive! Chief, it's alive!" Badmus stood frozen. Badmus looked at the sophisticated engineers who had failed. Then he looked at the shoeless boy with a rusty pair of pliers. He opened the car door, but then he stopped. He turned to his head of security. "Get the boy. Get the boy in the car." Badmus yelled. The guards lifted Kofi, dirt and all, and placed him on the pristine white leather seats. Inside the car, Kofi sat stiffly. "Who taught you engineering, Kofi?" Badmus asked. "No school, sir. I find books in the trash bin behind the mechanic village. I read them." Badmus felt a lump in his throat. A genius was living in the trash, while he paid fools millions. The next day, Badmus fired his entire fleet engineering team. He drove Kofi to the finest international technical academy. The principal looked at the boy's lack of records. "Sir, we have an entrance exam." Kofi sat for the exam. He finished a 3-hour paper in 40 minutes. He scored 99%. 10 years later, at the launch of Future One's new electric car, Chief Badmus stood on stage. A handsome young man in a sharp suit walked out. It was Kofi. He was now the Chief Innovation Officer. "My best investment," Badmus smiled, "was a broken car and a boy with a rusty screwdriver." Kofi took the microphone. "Talent is everywhere. Opportunity is not." The narrator concludes, "The world is full of broken engines waiting for the right hands. Sometimes, the hands that fix them are the ones we refuse to shake."